Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Balday and Wolfie here to talk to you about today's lesson. We have the same I can statement as the other day. I can find and explain patterns in addition and multiplication using properties of operations. All right, let's check out this table here. Back in first grade, you learned about these type of tables. There were in and out tables. When I have a 1 in the in and my out is a 5, I could think it would either be 1 times 5 or 1 plus 4. And considering I just said that you did this in first grade, it's probably the addition. So let's look at the 2. I put 2 in and I get 6. All right. Does that firm it up? Are we going to be multiplying or adding? That's right, we're adding. If we put in a 3 and we add 4, we're going to get 7. Now, I'm going to fill in my rule. Plus 4. And I'm going to come back here and look at my table. I'm going to put in a 7. And if I add 7 plus 4, I'll get 11. That's right. Now, if I had the same exact table, we had the in and the out. It went 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm going to give myself some more room. 7. But let's say I had the 5, the 6. I was missing that number. But over here, I had a 7. And over here, I had a 12. I already have my outs, but not all of my ins. What would I do? Would I be adding 4? Well, if I'm putting that number in, yes, I would be adding 4. So my rule stays the same. However, I've got to figure out what these ins were. So to find that, I need to subtract 4. I need to do the opposite operation. So 7 minus 4 is 3, and 12 minus 4 is, that's right, 8. Good job. So you know a lot about multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And you know they have some nice symbiotic relationships. That's just a fancy word for they go well together. Now we're going to work on multiplication. I can see I have a 1, a 2, and a 6. I have nothing in the out table yet. Don't worry, today's activity you will have more of this filled out, but I want to talk you through it. That's why it's not filled in at the moment. If I have a 1 here in the in, and I get out a 5, come on marker, I could think the same as my last one. Is it going to be addition? Is it plus 4 or times 5? We'll have to see what the next one is. My out is 10. Are we doing adding 4? No, because that would have been a 6. So my other option was multiply by 5. Is 2 times 5 10? Yes, it is. Let's go ahead with 3 here. 3 times 5 is, you guys are rock stars, and I'm going to write my rule at the top. Multiply by 5. And what is 6? Multiply by 5. 30. Good job. Well, just like we did with the addition and subtraction, we're going to do with multiplication and division. You got it. In and out. I'm gonna have my 1 and a 5. Sorry, let me adjust my video. 1 and 5. 2 and 10. 20 and 50. Well, I have all of my outs. My rule is still times 5 because whatever I put in, I multiply it and get the same thing out. So it's still times 5. But in order to find these numbers, am I going to multiply the 20 times 5? No, I have to do the inverse operation. I'm going to need to divide. So 20 divided by 5 would give me 4. And 50 divided by 5 would give me 10. There. Good job, boys and girls. Okay, now that we've talked about our in and out tables, we can see that there's more than just one way to find a pattern. The other day we found patterns using our multiplication table. Do you remember? Today we were actually looking at patterns when we were using our in and out table. So I'm going to pull it up and we're going to look at it. Here I have the rule times 2. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold it and hang out with Wolfie all at the same time. So with the rule of times 2, we can see that our multiples, or the outs, when we multiply, sometimes we call our answers multiples if we're having the same number, okay? Sorry, I forgot to introduce you to that vocabulary word. So the multiples of 2 are 2 times 1 would be 2, and then we have 2 times 2 is 4, 6, 8, 10. And if I had to describe this pattern, I would say all of the multiples are even. And if I kept going with this pattern, I would see that they all end in a 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. Now, if I look at the rule times 7, I would see 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14, 3 times 7 is 21, 4 times 7 is 28, and 5 times 7 is 35. Well, I don't see a pattern, but I do actually see one. It's not with the numbers repeating, but I can see that this is an odd number times an odd number. But when 7 odd is multiplied by even 2, I get an even number. And then it's odd, then even, and odd. So I do see a pattern. Now, let me show you a couple more just to make sure that you understand this. So if I'm looking over here at the multiples of 5, I can see that it's 5, 10, 15, and then I skipped a few because my in was a 6, so my out was a 30. And when I look at that, the pattern that I see, I hope you see it, is that when you have multiples of 5, they end in 5 or 0. And you would have odd and even, odd and even. And when we multiply by 10, the multiples of 10 all end in the number 0. All right, boys and girls, I hope you had a good time learning more about patterns. Have fun doing your tables.